so a lot of graduate school programs require being fluent in many languages. And so I definitely learning Spanish and ancient Greek would be would help my graduate school applications, especially because they are languages in which some very good literature exists out there in Spanish and in ancient Greek. I have always been interested in Latin American literature. Magical realism is such a fascinating genre.
I found the process itself very fun and valuable in that Japanese and Chinese have a lot in common. So through learning Chinese, I actually found a lot of things that I didn't know about Japanese.
There's like a whole other world for me to understand in terms of music. I mean, music is a very big part of me. I just kind of have this this urge to get to know this language, to understand it to that level where I can read and understand and be like, yeah, that's beautiful, yeah. And I think just knowing that language just opens up another country to you. It just opens up a whole other realm of opportunity for you.
You get to push yourself and you get to learn something, not just the language, right? So you get to learn new things about how to challenge yourself.
I can 100% assure you that it's a valuable experience.
The Yale-NUS language program is really strong. One way they maintain how strong they are is because they enforce a kind of holistic education upon the students, in that they don't just look for the writing or just for the speaking or just for the listening, but the activities and your examinations always try to emphasize learning all of these individual aspects, along with the culture that the language comes from, or like the culture that the language interacts with, and that definitely allows for a very holistic experience. The faculty here is amazing. They put in so much effort.
They're very understanding. They understand that that learning a language is tough.
Because there's such a vibrant Spanish community in the US, you can't walk outside the street without meeting someone who speaks Spanish. And so it's very easy to practice talking in Spanish with your friends, even especially those who have come from Spanish-speaking countries, and that's a wonderful experience.
I was in Sevilla, in Spain, the south of Spain, for 2 months. I went to a Spanish language learning center, and I stayed with a host mom, and it was a really great experience to just really be forced to use the language.
So I did a 2 months program in Beijing last summer. It was called Princeton in Beijing, and the experience itself was very intense because before going there, I couldn't speak much Chinese, but at the end of the program, I think I improved a lot in terms of speaking, and my friends here have told me that my Chinese improved a lot.
I went on semester abroad, and I actually applied to do my semester abroad at Chile, in South America, and at the Pontificia Universidad Católica de Chile. The language of instruction is mainly Spanish, so I took my classes in Spanish. So I was taking my, I'm a physical sciences major, so I was taking my chemistry and some physics classes in Spanish, which was kind of wild. It was difficult and it was challenging. It definitely improved my reading and my comprehension and my writing abilities.
There's a system where everyone can actually pair themselves up with a peer tutor, and each week you get to meet up with a peer tutor for 30 minutes, and you just talk to them about whatever you want to do.
And it's very I guess amazing to see their growth, and also I'm very happy to be able to communicate with them in 2 different languages. Yeah, there's one student who used to be a peer tutor for Chinese, and I used to tutor her for Japanese, and now we kind of teach each other.
Peer tutors, I think it's the thing that makes learning Chinese or learning any other language at YNC so much more interesting, so much more easier.
A lot of literature programs also look specifically for the candidates to learn or to have learned one ancient language. So ancient Greek will definitely be beneficial in that regard. It's very, very interesting to learn a language like Greek because you see its influence in almost every single language that you encounter at least the Western ones. She was also really interested in reading the Bible, the New Testament particularly, in its native language too.
Like I changed my phone settings to Spanish.
You've got to be okay with being embarrassed with saying stupid things or some things you're not sure of, because it's really the practice that counts.
Put in the time, put in the effort.